Friends, hi, and in this video, as I promised, I'll tell you about my tall raised garden beds. What I made them from, their size, and additional materials. The main material for creating garden beds is wooden pallets, which I cut with a saw. As you can see in the video, there are a few more components lying around for other garden beds. The size of the pallets I used is 20 meters in length and 1 meter in width. So the height of your garden bed will be approximately 50 centimeters because for stability, the bed will need to be slightly buried into the soil. Then I connected the pallets together with a board approximately 1.5 meters long. Here it is located. This is also done for durability. And at the ends, I connected the pallets using standard screws. As a result, the inner dimensions of my garden bed turned out to be 2 meters 40 centimeters in length and 90 centimeters in width. The depth of this garden bed ended up being around 40 centimeters. However, the boards in the pallets are loosely packed, so it is necessary to utilize insulating material. For instance, I utilized this kind of waterproofing for foundations. It is made of plastic, it is fairly durable, and due to the presence of these convex components, it is rigid enough. You can purchase it at hardware stores. In my case, this roll is 20 meters long and 1 meter wide. As I mentioned, I split my meter-long pallets in half, achieving a height of 50 centimeters, so I need to cut this roll in half as well. And as I mentioned, the inner dimensions of my garden bed are 2 meters 40 centimeters in length and 90 centimeters in width, so I take note of all these measurements. And I get a length of waterproofing of 6 meters 60 centimeters. And I add another 10 centimeters to make sure there is an overlap. I cut it with a regular construction knife and then also split this material in half with the same knife. It cuts very easily with a knife. Then, once the garden bed is placed in its spot, as you can see, it is slightly sunken, then the beds need to be leveled. This is very important. If the garden beds are sloped or curved, the water will run down to the lowest side during watering. Some plants will be watered more, while others will be watered less. So we set up a slope, and the water will be evenly absorbed by the soil. Then I insert this waterproofing material and staple it in place. Then I level the soil and compact it, both inside and outside, to secure the garden bed. Then, using the same utility knife, I trim off the excess material and then we fill the garden bed. At the very bottom, I lay down dry weeds, straw, and small twigs with a layer of about 10 centimeters. This material in the garden bed will gradually transform into compost and nourish our plants. Then I fill the top of the garden bed with regular soil almost to the top, leaving it unfilled by about 5 centimeters. This is needed to prevent soil spillage when digging up the garden bed. Now I'll discuss the pros and cons of these garden beds. Starting with the pros. First, tall garden beds are easy to cultivate. It's easy to plant crops in them. Also, for nutrient-rich soil, less fertilizer needs to be added to them compared to the entire garden. With these garden beds, you will get a very large harvest. These garden beds are tall, which means they are warm because they are elevated above the ground level and heat up faster. Seeds germinate faster in such beds, seedlings grow quicker, and plants start yielding harvest earlier. These garden beds are also very easy and simple to water. Less water is needed because the waterproofing on the sides prevents it from leaking beyond the garden bed. Also, as you can see all around the garden beds, because I made them from pallets, there is a wide border. Additionally, you have the option to attach a board on the top and utilize it as either a table or a stool. You can sit on it, place tools, store seeds, and even plant seedlings. I didn't screw the board on top, but I have one board that I take with me and move around all the garden beds, placing it on this edge. And probably the final advantage is that these garden beds are very inexpensive because such pallets can be purchased cheaply at construction storehouses. And in some cases, they may even be given for free. In my perspective, these tall, raised garden beds have no downsides. During the previous year, in such garden beds, I grew cabbage, tomatoes, carrots, strawberries, parsley, and lettuce crops. In such garden beds, you can cultivate various types of vegetables and truly achieve a bountiful harvest. If you like the info, please like. For those with questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Wish you a successful day and see you in the next video.